Hi, my name is Katie LaFoon, and I have general public comment, but I will not let you start my time until I have everybody's attention.
So that's not over 1 minute for general public comment. If you'd like, you can adjust the microphone. So
it's here, but do not start my time until I have everybody's attention. Nope, you restart that. I took off work. You guys work for us, and nobody is paying attention. Hi. You work for us, and we have a comment. We need you to listen. I understand that this is typically like your job is Parks and Rec. That is not what this is right now. We are in a state of emergency. The actual mayor declared that, and we are here asking you to pay attention. You have had a summer break. You know who's not had a summer break? Don't roll your fucking eyes at me. I see you. You know who's not had a summer break? The protesters, the citizens of LA who are terrified. You know what we're not hearing you talk about? In 2 weeks, school is back in session. 50% of the students in LA do not feel safe going to school. Why aren't you talking about that? Why is no one having a town hall? Seattle, their police chief instructed their police to protect the citizens. Why can't the LAPD be on our side? We want LAPD on our side. I'm not done. Our fight is with ICE. Our fight is not with LAPD. We do not want to be fighting with them. We want them on our side. Can you imagine if LAPD was protecting us, protecting the citizens? You're putting the LAPD in danger. You're putting these people in danger. You're putting us in danger. You're not doing your jobs and you're looking at your fucking phones.
Thank you.
Fuck warnings.
You don't want to get removed.
What is decorum? What is decorum? We're trying to protect you guys. You guys are in danger out there because of this shit. Like, I don't care if you guys remove me. I care about them listening and protecting people, protecting you.
This is what they do. This is how it's done every time.
Then they're all going to be unseated.
She really thought that she was going to change the world in her little 1-minute speech. Looks to me like TikTok gave her a false sense of confidence that she's some sort of activist that does better speeches than Martin Luther King. But when city council completely ignored her, she went back to Old Faithful, TikTok.
So I just got kicked out of a city council meeting here in LA. City council's been on break all summer. So during all of this shit, they've been on vacation. Today's the first meeting back. They allowed 30 minutes of public comment. There were a lot more people that wanted to make public comment, and when we asked for more time, they wouldn't give it. We demanded more time. They said no, which is exactly the issue that we have. That we have something to say, and our government is not allowing us to say it. They're literally saying, shut up, you have to leave. And I wouldn't shut up. I said, you have to give these people time. You have to give us time. We gave you the entire summer, give us 2 minutes. And they kicked me out. And you know what? I'm happy to get kicked out. I am fine with that. But fuck this. Fuck this. This is not okay. Like, local governments, we elect you. You work for us. You want to keep your job? Good luck. Good luck. We haven't seen a single council member out on the front lines with us. We haven't seen a single elected official out on the front lines with us. You don't know shit about what's going on in your city. If you did, you would listen to us.
So she claims that she's happy that she got kicked out, that she's not upset by it, but does she look happy to you? Let's check back in a couple months and see how her plan of getting everyone fired actually panned out, because I don't think her Karen energy is as powerful as she thinks it is.
Childhood games and activities are being banned in schools to protect today's fragile kids. Do you remember when recess was the best part of the day? Well, today's kids aren't having quite as much fun, and it's all in the name of keeping them safe. Dodgeball? It's gone. Because apparently throwing rubber balls at your friends' heads is too aggressive. Red Rover? Banned. Too much potential for injury. Some schools say that musical chairs is too stressful for kids as they can't handle the rejection of not getting a seat. Unstructured play is also disappearing because schools are spending so much time on more important activities that kids aren't getting a lot of time to just be kids. And in some places, don't even think about doing a cartwheel at recess unless a coach is there to supervise. A classic game of tag is considered too rough, and a good old-fashioned snowball fight? Forget it. someone might throw an actual chunk of ice, so the whole thing is off limits. Even Capture the Flag, Kickball, and Duck Duck Goose are getting shut down because they're too competitive, too risky, or get this, too loud. Some schools are also banning hard balls, including soccer balls, footballs, and baseballs. Only Nerf balls allowed now. The argument is that these bans are protecting kids from injury and emotional distress, but where do we draw the line? Kids need to learn to deal with disappointment, competition, and even a scraped knee or two as part of growing up. If not, we may as well wrap them up in bubble wrap before we send them to school. What do you think? Are these bans making kids safer? Or are they making kids a little too soft and making childhood not as much fun?
Yikes, no wonder each generation is getting more and more pathetic. If you're gonna ban hard balls, then you might as well just ban having balls in general. Just snip them off at this point, because that's what they're trying to do.
Here's a liberal woman who discovered to her horror that the local Target isn't selling trans t-shirts and chest binders or tuck-friendly swimsuits this year. Instead, Target has replaced its Pride section with patriotic clothing that says USA on it. The sacred Pride shrine has been defiled. This woman's not happy about it. Watch.
Happy Pride Month. In my Target that used to have the Pride section, it's now all USA. Yay. It's an American summer. Except for tourism, because tourism's down because no one wants to come here. USA, woo! And honestly, my dad serves in the military, and I'd love to be really proud of this nation, but it's hard to be proud of it under Donald Trump. But hey, you know, while you're here, pick up a USA bikini. You know, why not? Yeah, Target's really taken this anti-DEI thing to another level.
Nobody wants to come here, she says, as she smiles very angrily, which is always a big red flag. Of course, that claim would be news to the millions of foreign nationals who do everything in their power to come to this country every year, including committing felonies and risking their lives and their children's lives. Also, even if it were true that nobody wanted to come here, what does that have to do with Target selling American flag clothing? Just because every single one of the 10 Canadians who can afford to go on vacation are boycotting America, we're not supposed to buy clothing with an American flag on it for that reason? This woman is fighting a battle that her side is losing, and at some level she clearly understands that.
I like how she brought tourism into the equation, as if the only people that would buy anything with an American flag on it would be a tourist. It's like it doesn't even equate in her mind that an American would be proud of their own country and would want to rep that on the clothes they wear.
Men are providers, so go do that job, go learn a trade, go do something, you know?
Well, you said that that's all they're good for.
Yeah.
And what are you good for?
A lot of things.
Like?
I'm funny. I'm smart.
You haven't demonstrated that yet.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion. I'm a musician. I dance.
You dance?
The list goes on and on.
What a great quality. You can dance. What do you bring to the table, though?
What do I bring to the table? Yeah. I'm smart. I'm funny. I'm attractive. I have talent. It has to be serenaded.
I don't know if men are so useless that their only job is to be providing for you. It sounds like you're just a typified eater. Like, I don't know what you're really bringing to the table. You're just kind of consuming resources, right?
I mean, if you want to hear the answer that I could be domesticated and I can cook and clean and do all that, I can.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, what of value are you bringing to society?
By being me, I don't do.
By being you. I'm enough.
I am enough.
Okay.
Her dancing must be absolute top tier to demand this kind of ego. Are colleges to blame for this? Is it TikTok? Because where did this woman get her sense of entitlement from?
A trip to your neighborhood mini mart might cost you more. There's a bill that would add a 10-cent deposit to all bottles and cans. And these nicotine pouches like Zyn, they would start getting taxed like regular cigarettes. Just a couple of examples of what Republicans are calling joy tax. That ticket for a Mariner or Seahawk game, it'd go up $1, along with a ticket for the next must-see music show. The Discover Pass that you need to get into state parks, it would increase from $30 to $45 a year, along with hikes in hunting and fishing license rates.
I've got to look at a list because there's so many examples.
House Minority Leader Representative Drew Stokesbury calls the list troubling, from tacking on a new tax on gun purchases to a move to increase liquor permit costs for banquets and weddings.
You might hear from Democrats that they want to tax wealthy Washingtonians and big businesses, and yes, they are taxing those folks, but they're also taxing regular people too. And I hope that regular people realize how many nickel and dime taxes they'll have to pay literally taxing the joy out of their lives.
Democrats behind the tax and budget proposals say the increases are needed to avoid deep, painful cuts. Senator Mark Elias proposed a 6-cent per gallon gas tax increase this summer and higher ferry rates to help pay for road projects.
What a depressing list of taxes. Can you imagine what's going to happen 10 years from now? We're going to be getting taxed for every breath we take, every step we take, every mile we drive, if we're even allowed to drive by then. They got the people so apathetic that they can get away with absolutely anything at this point.
Whoa, ma'am, wait, what's going on now? Wait.
I'm wondering what your organization is.
My name is Nick Shirley.
Uh-huh.
Yes, what's...
Yeah.
And what? Ma'am, stop it. Please stop it. Ma'am, I don't want to be touching bums here. This lady right here is following me now. Whoa, what?
This is news.
My name is Nick Shirley.
And who are you?
Nick Shirley, that's my name. Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
You work for yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Have you ever heard of it? It's called being an entrepreneur.
It's what is it called?
Being an entrepreneur.
How terrifying it can be to know.
We talk to you real quick?
No, no, thank you. Who are you with?
My name's Nick Shirley.
He's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. What are you doing out here today?
We're talking to people here at this protest. What do you think about what's going on in Iran?
I think the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran is an imperialist war against a country of 90 million people with a long history of struggle against imperialist oppression.
What are you doing?
Fuck off.
What? We aren't even doing anything, ma'am. What's going on, ma'am?
I want to take photos of you.
Would you like me to smile?
What are you live streaming for?
Oh, we're not live streaming. We're making a video.
Okay, what are you taking a video for?
We're making a video asking people what their thoughts are about the United
Why?
States.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Ma'am, you can go ahead and subscribe on YouTube right now at Nick Shirley.
Oh, that noise. I don't even have YouTube.
Oh, okay, then I guess you won't have to worry about being seen.
He says his name is Nick Shirley and he's an entrepreneur.
Oh, that's cute.
We want
it would be hard to get people on your side because you seem really agitated for
I'm cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being agitated.
We just want to make sure you don't start running because we don't want you to fall because we see the cane right here.
You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, we won't. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Wow, these people that claim to be so pro-freedom seem to be very anti-freedom when it comes to anyone that disagrees with them. And why was that one woman so butthurt about him being an entrepreneur? I thought they're against mega corporations and billionaires, but apparently they're against small business owners too. I guess communism's their answer.
I'm a scout. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm an interdisciplinary major at UBC. My primary thematic focus is decolonizing academia and public knowledge systems, and my secondary thematic focus is biocultural and linguistic futurity. Basically, what I focus on is the promises that the institution has made and also the emergence of indigenous ways of knowing and being across
the emergence of indigenous ways of knowing and being. A human bioweapon created in these colleges and then they get released into the public and into institutions. You send them to go work for the Yankees or the CDC or the UFC and they fuck shit up for a while. They hire more people like them and then next thing you know it, you're out of your own company.
You'll have a woman coach. I'm deconstructing academia, right?
Well, how do the people at the bottom of the batting order need to be at the bottom?
Let's switch things up. Does a person like this even know it?
No. They think they're educated now.
I have a feeling that her thematic focus is going to be making foam out of soy milk or almond milk at Starbucks. And by the sounds of it, her university probably has a class on that.
If you had to go on a date with one of them, who are you guys picking, the first or the second one?
Probably this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this one? The guy with the cup, the pink cup?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Are you just more attracted to him?
It's like personality over looks, you know?
Okay.
I would say less intimidating. Yeah.
Less intimidating?
Yeah, I would say.
Out of these two choices, who would you go on a date with?
The second one.
The second one?
Yeah.
Would you be shocked if a lot of people did go with the second one?
Yeah.
The next time they film these videos, they should have a guy that looks exactly like the creep on the right come out and introduce themselves to her as their Prince Charming, because apparently they all love him so much.
Has a warning for beachgoers after a trip to Pismo Beach ended with a fine of nearly $90,000.
And my kids were picking, or they thought they were collecting seashells, but they actually collected clams, 72 to be exact.
You can see the rows of clams her children collected, but they learned an expensive lesson. Clamming has regulations. She got a ticket on the spot and later received notice she would have to pay just over $88,000.
It was just really sad. It made me really sad and depressed, and it kind of ruined our trip.
Lieutenant Matthew Gill with the Department of Fish and Wildlife says the rules are in place to protect the species of shellfish.
The reason we have these regulations is because we have to let them get to 4.5 inches so they can spawn, so they can have offspring every year.
Lieutenant Gill adding it's important to educate yourself and your children before going ashore.
If you have a dead sand dollar, a dead animal or something like that, or you have a broken seashell, that's fine. Pismo clams, what you're going to see is both shells will be intact together.
And if you can't take them apart very easily, it's a clam. A difference Russ's kids are now aware of.
They know now at the beach, don't touch anything.
Man, I feel bad for that woman. $88,000 is no joke. It seems like clams have more rights than children in this country.
Why is it a huge red flag if a chicken or egg company says our poultry is vegetarian fed?
Because chickens aren't vegetarians? If they're really a vegetarian chicken, wouldn't that mean they've never had a bug or never had a worm or never really been outside? Chickens are actually omnivores. They're not herbivores. They're meant to eat animals and plants.
What animals are chickens supposed to eat?
We have videos of them eating mice on our farm, scorpions, anything they can, roadkill.
So that's contradicting itself. The big egg brands that are saying pasture raised but vegetarian fed, those can't go together.
There's this massive loophole that people don't realize, that when they say pasture raised, what they mean is pasture access. Access is like the dirtiest word in the whole pasture industry. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry out there right now. All it takes is to open a few doors, whether the birds ever go outside or not, that can still be labeled as pasture raised, and it is by and large. You could have chickens that have never stepped foot outside of a giant warehouse building that are labeled as pasture raised and sold for $18 a dozen. And consumers are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to buy nutrient-dense food for their family, and they're getting tricked.
If you had to buy eggs from the grocery store, what brand are you going with?
I love Alexander Farms. If you can find them, they're the best eggs.
If you've never got your hands on real eggs from real chickens that eat bugs, then you have no idea what you're missing out on. The yolk is so dark orange. It's delicious. You would not believe the amount of scams that go on in your grocery store. So if you can find a local farmer and get your food from them, then I highly, highly recommend it. Get raw milk, eggs, meat. You can get everything and anything your family needs from actual farmers that you can see the animals and know exactly what's going on.
What's up? You want to talk to somebody about what? Who you with?
Oh, I'm just asking questions.
Nah, who you with?
I'm just asking questions.
What's your Instagram? What's your TikTok?
If you're gonna be aggressive, please don't.
I'm asking because there's a lot of racists who are trying to do much. You believe in God?
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm asking, what's your TikTok? What's your channel? What's your media?
I don't have any of those.
So then you're not talking to us, man.
Why?
Because you're a racist. That's why. Because if you don't want to identify yourself, you don't want to say where this is going, then to me, you're just an op.
What do you mean?
That guy right there, you taking my picture, you being a brother. Who you work for?
I'm trying to give a voice.
Okay, where?
I'm gonna share it to the public.
Where?
It doesn't matter.
Name it.
So,
you don't want to name it, then we're not going to talk to you.
Okay, well then, you're the one that came up to us.
Yes, because you're trying to talk to people here in this march, trying to record them. I'm asking where it's going. Where's your Instagram? Where's your YouTube? And
I'm just asking questions.
And you don't believe in God? Then shut the up.
It's gonna go
racist.
I really hope and pray that this guy doesn't try to spread Christianity in the same way he tries to spread his political beliefs.
Breaking news, guys. We just hit Twilight Zone levels here. So today, trans activists were protesting the Lesbian Pride March in Berlin. Check this out. Now, I bet you're wondering, why were the trans protesters protesting against the Lesbian Pride March? I thought they were all part of one big community. Let me put it to you this way. We finally have went so left and so woke that the left and woke are starting to eat themselves. Because these trans protesters were mad at the Lesbian Pride March. Because the lesbians at the Pride March were saying to truly be a lesbian, you have to be, this thing called a female. And that to make a lesbian relationship, that would be a female and a female. But the trans protesters didn't take too kindly to those words. They said that that was transphobic. And that if a biological male identifies as a woman, and he dates another biological male who identifies as a woman, they could technically be in a lesbian relationship. Or if a biological male identifies as a woman and then wants to date a lesbian themselves, then they should be identified as a lesbian as well. But let's look at the definition of what being a homosexual really is. Because being a lesbian is a homosexual relationship. And that means being sexually or romantically attracted to people of one's own sex. And even the woke and the leftists will tell you that sex and gender are two different things. That sex is biological and that gender is just some social construct. But for you to be in a lesbian homosexual relationship, you have to be members of one same sex, which would be a female and a female. So now we literally have males going up to females and calling them homophobic / transphobic, even though they themselves are lesbians. Don't you guys miss the days when things were like simple? And I've actually heard this argument from many different lesbians. They're sick and tired of males going on to their dating websites, going to their bars, and trying to pick up other lesbians. And they are saying that they do not care that you identify as a woman. They want to date other females because they are a lesbian, and being in a lesbian relationship is female-female. But now lesbians who want to only date other females are being called transphobic because of this. Remember when people brought up that slippery slope back in 2012? I think we're hitting that point now. Because now even people in the LGBTQ plus community are being attacked by members within.
When I see stories like this, I feel like I'm living inside a literal South Park episode. The only difference is it's not funny. This world is falling apart rapidly, and I don't want to know what that means for our futures.
If you ask me out and you're a millionaire, I'll say yes.
If they're not a millionaire?
Then we can be friends. If he doesn't own a house that's over $7 million, I won't date him. I just have, goals and expectations and boundaries, and this is what I strive for.
What are the other criteria that you're looking for in a guy?
I want someone that's successful,
Sure.
motivated, influential,
Okay.
good values.
Minimum height?
Actually, I'm okay with the guy being short as long as he's rich.
At least it's still catching up.
Did you want Santa Claus to come down your chimney too?
I just know this woman went down the manifestation rabbit hole and has all sorts of books and tarot cards and pays for witches, and she actually believes that she's gonna get a man like that. And when she gets even older and realizes that's not gonna happen and her whole plan falls apart, oh, she's gonna be one hell of a Karen.
I asked an illegal immigrant living in a 4-star hotel for free if ICE has ever been to his shelter, and his response completely destroys the anti-ICE narrative.
Has there ever been ICE that comes to this shelter or no?
Ha venido varias veces. Y se ha llevado un poco gente también.
Did they take people that committed crimes? Who did they take?
Llevan a gente que ha cometido crímenes.
Delitos, que tienen su delito, que hacen las cosas mal. Ellos vienen nomás por las personas que vienen.
Do you support that, taking those people to jail and deporting them?
Claro, si no viene a no viene a hacer un cambio en su vida, ¿a qué vinieron para acá? ¿A destrozar un país? Quédense en su país destrozado.
Stephen Miller fired all the ICE people who were in, and he has a quota, which is what the Nazis did, and he just wants rounding them up. Round up 3,000 people a day, round them up.
Okay.
So they're rounding up pregnant women, kids, people. Oh, they rounded up someone who had a they are rounding up people who are legally here, but they had a misdemeanor.
That old lady with the kazoo actually thinks that she's bringing positive attention to their cause by playing that shit. Can you imagine what must be going on in your head to think that? I couldn't think of a more goofy and stupid instrument to be playing. It's literally the sound of goofiness.
Want to see what happens when you rent your house to a bunch of junkies? You know it's off to a good start when the fire marshal deems it uninhabitable. Okay, stepping in the front door. Let's flip on the lights here, and god damn it, they stole the light switch. And apparently they framed in a new bedroom here and left us some original artwork. Poor Josh, this will forever be his legacy. Looks like the cabin's got a fresh coat of paint. What was that, like a Havana Nights theme? Nothing says I trust my roommates like putting a padlock on the horizontal freezer. I do not want to know what's inside there. All right, I see a Swiffer in the shower, which is a great sign because that usually indicates regular cleaning, that the tenant was keeping up with pest control. Oh, shit. Sorry, buddy. I didn't see you there. Got some more original artwork in this room. Wonder if Josh had anything to do with this. Let's check out the second bathroom, and awesome. They went with an industrial chic design. I just love it when the tenants take a house and make it their home. It's the personal touches that really make a difference. I see that they've added some unpermitted living space here, which I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. Shout out class 2004, let's go. It's like that beating the shed to shit, which isn't exactly a surprise at this point. Okay, that's where my bike tire went.
I know this wasn't the point of the video, but this shows why giving homes to the homeless wouldn't solve anything, because people that are junkies have a problem, a health and a mental health issue that they need to solve first. No home is going to solve that for them. In fact, they're going to absolutely destroy that home. So PSA, I guess, don't rent out to junkies.
Border Patrol workers say they found 13 people hidden inside hay bales after a traffic stop along I-10. Fayette County deputies say they pulled over the flatbed truck hauling the hay yesterday morning in between Houston and San Antonio. They say they became suspicious when the driver gave them inconsistent answers. Border Patrol says all 13 people found in the hollowed out hay bales are undocumented immigrants. 2 people from Houston face charges. Deputies call them the coordinators of this operation.
Can you imagine being that good and creative at hiding the actual people, but then the driver doesn't even have a story that can mesh and make sense? I feel like there had to be a snitch involved, because come on, are they really that bad at training their drivers?
I can't live in California anymore. I'm a social worker with a master's degree, a single mom, and I can't afford to live here. So where am I going to go? I'll start by saying that most of my life, I've lived in Southern California. I grew up low income and it's never been pleasant. The homelessness, it's heartbreaking and it's been getting worse and worse and worse. It's hard to see people laying out on the street, drugged out, just passed out in the heat and the cold. It's inhumane. It's so heartbreaking, especially for children to see it. It's also really hard to not feel safe, to not be able to walk down the street, to not be able to take your child to the park. It's horrible. And to top it off, we can't even afford to live in these places. Not even with a master's degree and a really good job. I can't afford it. I currently live with my parents in their moldy apartment, sleeping in their living room. And that's not life. And it's not like I spend a ton of money. I literally track every dollar, every penny. I just want to live in a safe place. I just want to help my parents. Because I'm not able to do this, because everything's getting worse by the day, I've made the decision to leave California and go to Texas. I pray that the door of opportunity opens up for us in the state of Texas. I know that faith will carry us through. I know these next couple of months are going to have its challenges, but God is good and He did not give us a spirit of fear. So this summer we will be in Texas.
I think it's great to see people having enough of California and moving out to better places, but they should first and foremost understand that the politics there is what led the place to being such a hellhole. Because I think we've all seen people that leave these liberal hellholes, go to better states like Texas, but they don't want to change the way they think. And if they ruin these places too, then there will be literally nowhere else to run.